And I'm there, I think, somewhere here, there. Okay. But when I look at these photographs, they remind me of when I wanted to quit at this point. I think this was the 7th week into training. Some of my comrades here, see if I can still remember. Sam, Pencil, Taka, our platoon commander there. It's a very good man. But these are moments I hold on to, you know, every time. I remember my days, you know, as a Queen's Guard. These are some of the memories I look at and, you know, miss the job somehow. But yes, it starts from going to Catterick to do that 26 weeks basic infantry training. Very, very hard training. And I think during that time you're learning your basic soldiering skills. You are learning how to hold your weapon systems, how to do patrols, a bit of map reading, and what else? Doing up your kit and looking, you know, smart with your uniform, the ironing bit, and what else? How to make your bed. Those very, very basic life skills. And then as you advance further into the course, you then start what they call the assault courses, how to fire your weapon and how to go down on patrols. And you do a range of exercises to test your stamina, your physique, and there is a lot of PE sessions, and of course all of these are designed to help you build your physical fitness, because most of these roles within the army rotate around personal fitness. So there is a lot of activity to do with personal fitness, and this is where most of the young boys just joining decide to quit. But I didn't, thank God. Yeah, so that was around the 6 weeks mark of training. And then as you advance further, then they start integrating more harder routines in the training, but all of which is designed to make you very strong, very elite, and very knowledgeable in the job. And then I remember this as well. So this would have been the passing out photograph. So all of those you see here are the ones who managed to complete that course. And this was our platoon. Still remember some of these friends here. And I check in with them every now and then. But these are all great memories of those days, you know, in my Queen's Guard days. So it isn't an easy job, but what makes it easier is having your mentality and staying strong and loving the job, loving the Queen, having that love for your country, and all of that is what keeps you going, because the pay isn't as great, but it is about you being passionate about the job. And also, of course, as a King's Guard or Queen's Guard, it is such a massive opportunity to be around royals most of the time, because you're guarding all these royal palaces, Buckingham Palace, St. James Palace, the Tower of London, Windsor Castle, all of these places where royals frequent. And I can say that in my time of being a Queen's Guard, I near enough saw every royal, at least every serving senior royal, because they used to come and inspect us and visit our battalions. Um, St. Patrick's Day, was a very, very special day for our regiment as a former Irish Guardsman. So we used to see, William and Catherine come in and, of course, give us those shamrocks on the day. And yes, I can say that it was a great time, very, very great time. A time that brought me closer to all these senior royalties. I also got to do the royal wedding. I think that was the highlight of my military service as a Queen's Guard, and that photo there was a photo taken on the day of the royal wedding. Where was I on this photo? I was somewhere. Okay, so I was right here. Right there. Okay. But it was such a prestigious moment being picked to be part of the 50-man team that went down to do the Guard of Honor for William and Kate on their special day, the royal wedding of Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales. So what a magical way to end my service. And most of you were asking me, well, why did you leave and all that? But as you grow, most of these roles in the army rotate around personal fitness. And if you're going to be a Queen's Guard, you have to be fit 100%. There is no allowance for 10, 20, 30 or 40%. You have to be very fit. So as you grow, you start falling back in these fitnesses, and then it's time that you then make up a decision to find something else to do after, your army service, when you're still very much, you still have a little bit of that fitness. But I know most of my fellow comrades also left, and every time I visit the battalion, I think I see new faces, but it was such a great experience. But all I wanted to say to you is that being a King's Guard or a Queen's Guard is never an easy job. It's very tough. Those young men and women do a great job standing out there for long hours in such long periods of time. In such terrible weather conditions. Now, standing on sentry, of course, every soldier the sentry boxes, those boxes outside Buckingham Palace where you see the guardsmen standing and tourists taking lots of pictures. So soldiers stand there for 2 hours at a time, and they are not allowed to stand for any longer than 10 minutes at a time. So you stand there, and then within a space of 10 minutes you do maybe 20 paces, 10 up and down, and then you come back and stand to attention and hold your weapon system and stand guard again. So the reason for that is to allow that blood movement in your body, so that you don't get numb, and so that you stay active. But also, as you patrol, it is one way of showing that yes, you're staying very alert and aware of your working environment, making sure that left, right, center, everything is going on well. So you have 2 hours on, 4 hours off, and then you do another 2 hours on, and that will be you done for the day. And you also do some routine patrols when you come off sentry. So you walk around the palace to make sure that everything is okay and things are where they are supposed to be. So if you deploy to go on sentry duty on a normal Queen's Guard day, you will be working 4 hours. So 2 hours on, 4 hours off. Within the 4 hours, you're having to eat do up your boots somewhere somehow, do a bit of patrolling around, and then 4 hours later you come back and do your last guard sentry, and then off you go. And then we have the long processions, like the trooping of the color, where maybe you could be tasked to do a street lining activity, like we saw that young man there. Now there you must be prepared to stand for at least 6 hours at a time. So the day might take, it depends on how long the procession is going to take to come from the Horse Guards Parade back up, and you really stand on the street even before they march down. The royals come through from Buckingham Palace, so you will do some long standing hours, at least 6 hours of standing. But again, soldiers are trained to do that, okay? And that is why you see some of the soldiers struggling, because on some days it could get really, really hot. But there is a lot of training and preparation put into these events before soldiers turn out to carry out these duties. But like I said before, you know, every day is different at work, so however fit you are, something might happen and you find yourself knocked off your feet. So we never blame anyone who goes man down on duty, because every soldier gets up ready to carry out their duties fully without any expectations of going man down. So leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Tell me what you guys thought about that video there, and thank you so much for all your support, your kindness here. I'm always very, very glad for the thoughts that you leave down in the comments section below. And yes, without you guys, this channel would be absolutely nowhere.